Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 19, Week 5. Today, we're taking a look at pitching tents, also known as Cirque du SoGay, the cryptic team, taking on the Dusty the Clown Show, the Luth team. With me here today is Grandma.
It is I, Mario.
Also known as Mario, I guess. You want to hear a fun fact, Mario?
Absolutely.
You see that logo for the Dusty the Clown Show?
Yeah.
The one that's not cut in half because they made the banner wrong, but is like in full everywhere else? Yeah, I made that. I made that and I suggested the team name. Thank you, thank you. And the team on the top half of the screen is not called Cirque du SoGay because the league admin wouldn't allow it for some reason, but I call them that anyway. It's still real to me. What do you think of that name as a team name? Cirque du SoGay.
It is pretty gay.
It's true.
Radiant team pick.
Woke Dota 2 League. So true. Well, Lich was not banned by the Dusty the Clown Show, and as a result, got picked immediately. What a surprise. I wonder if we're still going to see that. They didn't really... I guess I didn't really check Lich enough, actually, looking at the patch notes. But who knows if we're still going to keep seeing that. Immediately, a Zeus pick coming out to counter it with another small blue man. I guess, Dusty thinks Copless is still on his team. Blue versus blue. True versus true. And some blues in that band listing as well. We got the Visage band, that guy's blue. The Night Stalker, he's pretty blue. Oracle's blue. Invoker can be blue. Lich doesn't have unlimited bounces anymore. It's truly over.
Radiant team ban.
Lifestealer ban. I didn't even really analyze draft last time because we were just shitposting through it. It's probably ban, I guess. It's like one of the only cores that really has a game against the Lich, and the spec is just, you know, everywhere. And probably one of Luth's main heroes, so yeah, good clearing out there, I think. Blue like him, inside and outside.
Why did it take them so long to pick characters?
They're thinking about it. They're trying to make a good team that doesn't suck, and also trying to not let the other team make a good team that doesn't suck.
I'm just saying that if I was playing Street Fighter and somebody took this long to pick their character, I would just quit.
Damn! Well, that wasn't even picking their character, though. It was just picking the characters that the other guys were not allowed to pick. They're selecting their bands, in other words. Do you remember that time we were at Walmart and it sounded like I'm Blue was going to start playing? It was just some, like, remix of it.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Radiant team pick.
It was a pretty shitty song.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it was always going to be because I thought I was in a cartoon when I'm Blue started playing, and I was like, this is the most surreal moment of my life. Yeah, Lich Honor PB, probably just a straight nerf. Yeah, I'm guessing.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it's not like that's like a new thing. There was, that remix of You Spin Me Right Round several years ago. It also annoyed me in much the same way, because it started out like it was going to be that, and then it just turned into a remix with which just barely sampled the original. That's the real thing. Like, if you're gonna have like a cool remix that just barely samples the original, that's fine. But don't start it out like it's the goddamn original. That's just a bait and switch. I like this combination of Bloodseeker and Dark Willow. Because if you do it right, you can make people run away while they're ruptured, and if you do it wrong, you can make people stay still while they're ruptured. PB would stand for peanut butter. 100% of the time, pros would allot peanut butter to Lich, and he would just like get some gross blue jelly, put it on the sandwich, and then it would be a complete meal. As opposed to if you just had Jam, it would be a little depressing if it was just Jam. You know what I mean?
Hmm. By the way, I should probably tell your chat my experience with this game.
Yeah.
So, about 8 years ago, I played about 3 or 4 matches, and I didn't like it.
Dire team pick.
And like 2 years ago, or maybe one, you sat in with me and you recorded one game. And that's it.
I think it was actually 2, or maybe
Well,
we
yeah,
just
you
one
recorded
cut
a
in half.
series, I think, but still. Zeus, Warlock, Abaddon, again, just people kind of outside of the Zeus. People riding the meta one last time.
5 seconds remaining.
By the way, my favorite characters are still the Skeleton Boy and the Fishman.
Radiant team.
The big stupid watermelon was actually in the last series. He did nothing and died repeatedly. You really missed out.
It sounds like when I play him, or when I play anybody.
10
This
seconds
Warlock
remaining.
is going to be doing a lot of lifting on this Luth team, because so far, if they don't have him, they've got a lot of ability to beat up one guy really badly in a fight, and no ability to do anything else. The Fatal Bonds, it's going to be doing a lot of work here. Especially in combination with the Zeus, right? But when that Fatal Bonds is not on, you just got Abaddon running at one guy, Dragon Knight running at one guy. He's gonna be making some big soup with that big ladle. You gotta stay true.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant team back.
Takes a lot to make us do.
This is a really good Razor game, actually. Really like it here. It's like you can get. Oh, there's Dusty. He's actually stayed up all this time. Dusty, the
10
namesake
seconds
clown.
remaining.
I think your lineup right now is leaning very hard on the Warlock. What makes a really good Razor game? Two things. Ideally, you want to counter somebody. I know there's people who are like, Razor is good enough you can pick it without countering. I still don't really think so, at least not on the LD2L level. I think at the LD2L level, you still really need a game where you have at least somebody where it's like, it just sucks if they're playing under the Razor. That's going to be, at minimum, a Dragon Knight. There's a non-zero chance it's a Core Abaddon as well, Pause 3 Abaddon. And both of those guys hate that. And
10 seconds remaining.
beyond that, you need a game where you can run around.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, there's Book Aki for you. Oh, it's... I believe that's supposed to be a Bukkake joke.
Oh.
Here, I'll give you mod.
10 seconds.
Not
remaining.
Book Aki for you.
5 seconds remaining.
I can't do that from this menu. Oh crap. What's the point then?
Radiant team back.
There we go. Now you have mod. Don't
Yeah.
ban people.
Okay.
Unless they suck. Oh yeah, shoutouts to the guy.
Then.
Shoutouts.
Ooh.
Damn, shoutouts to the guys who've shown up. I don't know. Book Aki for you. You wanna
10 seconds.
you wanna say who you are? I assume you're one of the people on Dusty the Clown Show, or one of these teams, I guess.
Radiant team pick.
The name we would know you by, in other words. Ah, it's that. I guess if my username on Twitch was Book Aki for you, I probably also would say what my name is. I don't know, I'm guessing you're probably Whimsical Dragon so far, or maybe you're Mappo, I think, is in this game.
5 seconds remaining.
And yeah, as said, Lich Slow, And Dark Willow Root, nice for damage steal. I mean, the real big thing is you got the Bloodseeker Rupture, so it's like you're in just like a really bad spot if that happens, because you can't really easily TP from it. And if you stay still to, not die of the Rupture, then Razor could just steal all your goddamn damage. There's a guy called Kremen there. That's true, but I've never interpreted it that way. So I think this is a very good Razor game overall. At least so far. It can turn nasty with the last pick, but...
Dire team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Okay. BS can get shut down if he gets an early-ish BKB. It's a good enough Razor game. I don't think I care that much. Like if I'm Bloodseeker and I'm getting a little buried, I'm fine just rupturing in fights and letting Razor do the dirty work. I think for a long time.
5 seconds remaining.
Because I don't think the fundamental issue ever really goes away. I don't think there's ever going to be a fight in this game where, at least again so far, it feels like Razor's going to have necessarily a bad time, right? It's likely mid. And it's likely going to be mid against DK. Or Zeus, I guess. They got a very flexible lineup so far. You could be doing a lot of combinations with these heroes. Basically, any of these guys could be at least 2 roles. Feasibly, anyway. Could be a 1 DK or a mid DK. It could be, mid Zeus, could be support Zeus. Could be 3 Abaddon, could be support Abaddon. The only guy who you're really confident about is the Warlock, and you don't even know where he's going. And that clears a few things up. So it's going to be Storm Spirit mid, it's going to be DK pause 1, it's going to be Abaddon pause 3. So there you go, and in that capacity, yeah, it looks even better as a Razor game. I don't think he lanes great into Storm Spirit, but as long as he doesn't just get annihilated, then things should go fine. It's also, I believe that's Mappo on it, and that's one of his better heroes. We've seen Mappo do some nasty work. Yeah, it's definitely him. Everybody else has a regular name. So, he can definitely do some nasty work on it if he has a good game. I mean, we have seen Lumix do very good work on the Storm Spirit as well. I think that anybody could probably tell you at this point. The Spirits are probably the heroes he does best on. So I think a lot of this game is going to come down to that mid matchup, right? Like, how that mid matchup goes is going to be a lot. It's going to mean a lot in this game, I think. Beyond that, I think it's Edge Radiant because they have the most OP hero in the game in this patch. In the Lich, they have one of the more annoying heroes in the form of the Bloodseeker. They have a very annoying Dark Willow and a pretty good game for her. The only weak link is the Earthshaker. I don't see why he's here. He doesn't do anything in my mind. I don't know what that is. I would certainly say so. I mean, he doesn't get 100% PB in pro games and LD2L, just because people have a prejudice against the blue, you know what I mean?
Oh, I see you've been streaming for 2 hours, and just now the game has finally started.
Oh no, I've already streamed 2 games before this.
Oh.
Yeah, I was streaming with another fella, and he is gone.
That character selection did feel like it was 2 hours, though.
Well, there's a lot into it. I think less now than before. I've said before, one of the things about modern Dota for me is it feels like draft matters less and less over time. But at least historically, certainly, there are a lot of games that are just won and lost in that selection. Like the matchups between heroes, very important, very crucial. The matchups between them, like how they relate to each other on the team as well. Like their chemistry as heroes. Like, here's a very obvious one, for example. On this team, you have Dusty. Where you at, Dusty? On this team, you have Bloodseeker. He has an ability which you can't see because the replay is slightly busted. But he has an ability where if you move, when you have that ability on you, you take a buttload of damage, so you have to stop moving. Dark Willow, he's one of his teammates, has an ability that makes you uncontrollably run away, right? So you can see how, obviously, that's like good chemistry, right? For the record, for the guys who just showed up, old grandma here doesn't know too much about Dota, unfortunately. He's not based nor Dota pilled.
I don't know much about anything, to be honest.
But the good news is at least you can keep an eye on chat better than most other people, because most of the other people I asked to come in and do co-commentary and keep an eye on chat don't. So you know how it goes. With that being said, now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the cast, the roll call. For Cirque du SoGay, also known as Pitching Tents, pause 1 on the Bloodseeker, you have Krem. Pause 2, you have Mappo, standing in for In the Pool, on the Razor. Pause 3, you have Space Cowboy on the Earthshaker. Pause 4, you have Cryptic, Captain of the Team, on the Dark Willow. And pause 5, you've got Tristero on the Lich. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, on the Dusty the Clown Show, pause 1, you've got Luth on the Dragon Knight, Captain of the Team. Pause 2, you've got Lumix, also known as Gundam, on the Storm Spirit. Pause 3, you've got Dusty, namesake but not captain of this team, on the Abaddon. Pause 4, you've got Maniac on the Zeus, who actually made a game this week for once. And pause 5, you've got Whimsical Dragon on the Warlock, who might be about to get a kill. Oh my god, I like how he tried to go for the deny there, and he's dead. Yep, first blood. Gets fatally bonded, and that's all it takes. Very annoying lane. Very annoying thing to lane against that Warlock, and I don't, unless he's got a baller matchup, I wouldn't really call Earthshaker a great laner to begin with. Like, if you're going up against, because really what you're going up against is you have a ranged hero who has this really annoying attack that you hate to have on you in the form of the Fatal Bonds. You've got the Dragon Knight, who's not a ranged hero, but I mean, he might as well be able to be, if, you know, since he's able to fairly comfortably harass you with the with his Q. So you're really not going to have a good time as a Surge Shaker. I mean, the Willow may be a little bit better, but I think you want kill pressure in your lane as Willow, and this is not a lane where Shaker has any of that. Very awkward off lane, I think, kind of puts a bit of the weight on this comp. If there's one Achilles heel, I think it could be that. What does Chad think of this? Glad to hear it. So Earthshaker gonna roam at level 3, maybe. Everyone say goodnight to Runa in chat.
Good night to Runa in chat.
There we go. Oh, I thought you were dead. You were suspiciously quiet for a very long time.
No. I'm a little distracted right now.
Oh yeah, boy, by what?
When you messaged me, I was actually in a Neo Turf Masters match that's almost over now.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Offlane continues to really struggle here. At least Earthshaker is finding some last hits. He's not down much compared to the Dragon Knight, which is a little surprising to me. I think he's getting a lot from just getting a big advantage with his W for right-click damage, just brute forcing it. But I was going to say, surprisingly, Razor's leading here at mid. Not anymore. Just goes a bridge too far against Gundam and gets knocked down here. Which is good. I think Razor is the big bad boy in this particular lineup, and if you can put the thumb down on him, you're doing a good job. I don't know enough about Mappo to say if he wins against Gundam just in a vacuum in my head. Like, I've not seen enough of this guy, but just as players, not with their individual heroes here. Fatal bonded with this entire creep camp. Oh man, watch Space Cowboy's HP bar just melt, baby. Oh man, just one fatal ball. He was like at full health pretty much when that all started, and now he's at 200. Cryptic intervenes to split this up, thinks about getting the kill on Warlock, realizes he dies if he does that, and just kind of walks away. Yeah, I think the call ES Realm at level 3, yeah, maybe that's a play, I think. You're really just not doing anything this lane. I think you're a lot less afraid of the DK getting bowler this game than you are of the Razor and the Bloodseeker getting baller, right? Like, you could accept DK being baller if those other things are the case. So, let's see this happen to Tristero. He just gets run over by this very slow, heavy lane. Puts that frost armor on himself a little late there. I don't know if it was off on cooldown or something. I literally can't because you can't see the skill cooldowns right now on old replays. Or probably ever, I'm guessing. You're probably never going to know what the cooldowns are like on these, but... Oh, maybe? If this is like a huge hit, but DK, actually great timing there, does the Dragon's Breath right before the Dark Willow auto attack, so... Oh, well, that's annoying. Just makes it even longer. They do get rid of the Warlock, but it takes about an hour and a half, and it's really of nothing. Gets tipped, that's funny. Really of no value at all, almost. I mean, DK just got to farm an entire wave under tower there, basically, for free doing that. No opposition, no nothing.
So when are they going to add the actual DK to this game?
When they can get the licensing.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scan out where the Wisdom Rune should be. Missing middle. Are these things still the right names? Who's that? Courier's still the right names too. I think it's just Roche and the Tormentors that are wrong on the Watchers, I guess. Yeah, there was a time Dota made like a patch and like just you could just click on like you could click on a hero and it'd be like, this is a catapult, you know what I mean? It went nuts. Yeah, I guess I should also explain, because I didn't really properly explain that for those who are just joining us this time. Yeah, replays from last patch are broken. Not comically broken, but broken, so we're not going to be able to see any skilled cooldowns, for example. Just the Ag, Shard, Facet. No, you can't even see the talents. Those are all just busted, too. No comment on your 16 denies, no. I ain't saying anything about that. So yeah, would have mentioned it, but now I'm not. Anyway, so very impressive that Gundam has 10 denies. I can't imagine having more denies than that at 8 minutes into the game, myself. Doing a very good job keeping the thumb down here on Razor. He's now got a 10 last hit lead. He's got more denies, not by that much. Razor also has a good amount of them, but it's like... It has more impact that the Storm Spirit is getting these than the other way around. Let's see this happening. Okay, this is just classic Abaddon gameplay. Just uses his inaugural roll to just run right under tower, get rid of this slow-moving doofus. In the midst of time, you are kind of but a blur if I'm being... Okay, Krim runs the wrong way, just gets caught under a tree. Now, not looking very good for him, actually. Yeah, very bad, unfortunate time to just take a death. Goes in chat. Twice, actually. And he gets tipped. I mean, rightfully so. He just ran into a corner and then panicked and died. That was like the most panic I've ever seen in a Dota player in a long time. How's the match in Neo Turf Masters going? Can we get a live update for that?
I won a couple minutes ago.
Oh, what was the final score?
Up one, me.
Oh, very nice. Good job.
Thank you, thank you. I almost choked at the end, but I ended up not choking at the very end.
Speaking of choking, that's pretty much exactly what Tristero is doing down here. But not like it matters much, it is Lich. I don't know why I'm going back, as if it's not just going to be like this again. Grim playing very... Whoop, that's the dire spawn. Grim playing this very cautiously at this point. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Gonna get a killing kind, but only on the Whimsical Dragon, which is probably not worth Razor showing up here and then ulting for that. Well, he gets that kill on a pause 4, or a pause 5 rather. Well, he gets that kill on a pause 5. Gundam gets another free wave and starts pushing up that tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dusty has crafted an adjective and a noun, so he is also on the... he is also building up his grammar. He's getting prepared for his first appearance in Schoolhouse Rock.
Salt the earth.
I like how he W'd for a deny, that's funny. Salt the earth indeed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Razor's looking a little destitute at this point. This lane was going pretty bad for him up until that kill happened, but after that kill, it just got like disastrous. Like he was doing like he was just barely down back then, and now he's like, yeah, he's just in shambles, but not as shambly as Krem, who is at this point just hanging out back here in the jungle down here.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Ah, that's the classic LD2L tradition. You don't see that going anymore very often. The Radiant's bot T1 being the first to fall. Kind of a lost art nowadays. And Krem really feeling the weight of all those denies that Storm Spirit got is just still only level 5. He is really far on the back foot. Maniac's coming to break his clarity. The Dark Willow is going to try and get a measure of revenge. Isn't going to get that. Actually, he's going to get killed instead. Gets a Fear Bomb, misses the most important person to bomb fiercely. And then Dusty's going to say, ah, a couple more times.
Oh.
You're doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Cryptic's proud of him, so here's the good news. Looking bad for Luth all of a sudden. Nah, he's A-okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Maybe?
attack.
It's actually very brave standing and fighting here, even under the midst of the teepee. Earthshaker's going to try and walk away. He's gonna change his mind, turn back around. Okay, Willow's gonna snipe him from the distance. And then Zeus is gonna ult to get rid of the Earthshaker.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gundam,
Radiant structures.
moving in on this, wants to get rid of this Dark Willow. Just gonna almost bowl her over. And also let the fun begin, and is going to ultimately get the kill. Cryptic's gonna buy a little bit of time, not that much. More importantly, perhaps, this is gonna get rid of a lot of his mana, but he's A-okay. He's just going right back home. Back to mid.
Dire are scanning.
Okay, so I have a question.
Stupendous.
Mhm.
Which team are we supposed to be rooting for?
The good guys.
Oh, I see. And which one are the good guys?
The team we're supposed to be rooting for.
Oh, I see.
You can make your decision based on any factor you want.
Radiant's top tower
Okay,
is
which
falling.
team is winning right now?
That would be the Dusty the Clown Show, which has an 8k net worth lead here of 13 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna root for the underdog.
Okay, so we're officially... oh, and also, more of this Luth team is actually present in chat. This guy, this Abaddon, who is currently unstoppable, is here, for example. This dude. He's in
Nice.
chat right
Oh.
now.
I'm with you 100%.
Well, you're against him 100% because he's on the winning team.
Oh, never mind. I'm against you 100%.
There we go! Would you like to guess what this thing is? This thing that I'm hovering my mouse over right now?
The red thing?
Yeah.
That's some power up?
No, it's the Altar of Radiant Remembrance, of course.
Oh, how could I have missed that?
Yeah,
So
come on
obvious.
now. That's definitely not a watcher whose name is corrupted right now due to this being a weird replay. Razor's gonna ult. Just raw dog it here too. And the Warlock's just gonna get annihilated as a result of it. Baden charging in for the backline. He's got a very good entrance here. He's kind of shown up after most of the bad things already gone. Oh. Razor getting completely run over here. Yeah, this is kind of the nightmare scenario for this Cryptic lineup. I mean, they had a lot riding on the Razor this game, and right now he's only barely got more money than the Warlock. Also only barely got more money than the Bloodseeker. Somebody mentioned that the Bloodseeker could be shut down. I said, well, if Razor's doing fine, who cares? This is not fine. This is very not fine. Razor just got completely sat on. Lich, I don't think... Okay, he is level 6. I was going to say, I don't think the Lich is even level 6 yet. Getting his Glimmer Cape, so that's good.
That would be a tribute.
This is just upset week, like... Both of the series that we've looked at so far, it's like... Not only have they been broadly upsets, but it's like very large upsets. I mean, this isn't quite as big as the Trash Boat team stomping Jasso, like, to pieces. It's not that uncompetitive, but it's, like, really bad looking so far.
Yeah, I can't understate how upset I am.
Me too.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Little did you know, Maniac always wins a Chaos contest. It's true. Oh. Razor. Once again, they're just jumping right on him. The Earthshaker. Very nice little run in here by the Earthshaker, who's going to break up the proceedings for now. Abaddon's just chasing the Razor away. Nobody actually wants to mess with them at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Just untouchable. Like, nobody wants to throw anything at him. I mean, he does have his ult, but... It's funny, people in the LD2L, like, the other day, like, after this game happened, we're talking about, like, you always do well on Bloodseeker. Even if it's, like, a bad Bloodseeker game, you just ult people and right-click them, and you just always win doing that. And apparently not, as it turns out. This guy is having literally zero impact. He's queued up a Radiance, which I don't think he's even going to get before the end of this game.
Radiant's middle tower.
Dusty's pining for the old days. He's bought an Orchid here on Abaddon. And going SNY, so he's pining for the old days and the even older days. Oh, big surprise on Gundam. He's building another Orchid, so skills in shambles this game.
Regeneration.
It's very sad for Bloodseeker too, as well, because like historically, Abaddon into Bloodseeker is just awful. You just can't do anything about any of his skills, most notably. And while you can heal to full on Bloodseeker's ult, you can't really do anything else about it. So, like, if it happens to somebody else, if he ruptures anybody else but you, it just sucks.
Radiant's top tower.
But
has fallen.
no, not this time. This time the Abaddon got rid of him before any of that stuff even mattered. Gundam's going to get the luckiest arcane ult of his, or arcane root of his life. That Razor was just consigned to death. Mappo is like sunk to this game. He is boomed.
Godlike.
Mappo is just like boomed. He didn't even try to do anything there. He was just like, I want to hit 2 more creeps and get
Dire's
some
bottom
money.
tower is under attack.
Here's a big circle in the middle of the map. Oh, that's me accidentally doing that. That was some Joy-Con drift right there for you. DK, just going for the contemporary build. It's gonna make me fall asleep. Krem. Everyone starts looking for Krem here in the jungle. They do not find him before he TP's out, so that's good at least. But Bloodseeker will live another day. He may even actually finish this Radiance before the game is finished. That would be a start. It's not even 20 minutes yet. It feels like it's over. I mean, hypothetically, the Dire really only have one guy that scales Lord of the Dam. I mean, even Abaddon in the era of not only being a universal hero, he didn't. He did not just do that.
Can't believe it either. I don't know what happened, but I can't believe it.
So, Earthshaker just used Echo Slam, which is the traditional ability you see in games like this, where it does more damage the more stuff is in the big circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just hit that on absolutely nobody. The Storm Spirit had already left before he even hit that button. Even if that had landed, it would have hit one guy and done 0 damage.
Nice.
So,
Glad to know I'm not the worst Dota player in this stream.
that's true. Shoutouts to Space Cowboy. He'll probably be in chat not long from now. When he thinks Game 2 is starting, I'm betting.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Check it out, it's Roshan. There he is. Just like I remember him, the Nintendo GameCube. Roshan.
I was about to make that joke.
That's what I've been calling that thing since day one, and some broadcasters started calling that pretty recently. This is a really good go on the Gundam, but they're just so far gone that even that really awesome setup doesn't get them anything. And in fact, just gets them killed, actually.
Beyond
Yeah,
that,
this-
like, someone killed them.
Yeah, this is just all said and done at this point. It's just, we're just wasting time until the Chi-Chi called this juncture, basically. Bloodseeker still doesn't have this goddamn Radiance. I mean, in fairness, only 21 minutes in a bad game. That's not bad timing or anything by any stretch, but geez Louise. Lichult coming out, where the hell did it go? I just heard it bounce like 2 times and did nothing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Storm Spirit's a furry. Report Gundam. They found Krim the backline here, but Baden is not actually fast enough to catch this man. And then he goes, wait a minute, why the hell am I even running for? And just TP's home. Abaddon cannot really do anything about that. Not unless he has a basher, anyway. In the meantime, everybody on Radiant surrounds and destroys Luth and Whimsical Dragon, so... Well, I was going to say, this is going to be a pretty good turnaround for the Radiant, if nothing else, and then they just casually lost the Razor on the back half of it. And the Earthshaker. That was a very unfortunately timed, Wow! Okay, the Bloodseeker's deleted there. Oh my god. Very unfortunately timed silence on the Bloodseeker comes out right after the rupture. Not like it matters, because he then just made the incredibly well thought out move to just run right into them and
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think this is oh, Luth going, I'm not your bro guy. Oof. I think this is a situation where it's like
Radiant's middle tower has
you have the optimal situation on Dire, where the Radiant has arguably in this patch a more likely to be statistically successful team, right? You know, this Bloodseeker and this Lich should definitely outdo the Abaddon and the Dragon Knight here. Oh, they actually did finally kill the Abaddon here after their whole lives of trying, and they only had to lose everybody on their team to do it. Or maybe not. Oh man. Okay, so they actually just got the Abaddon and the Storm Spirit here. Diving a little too far to try and just finish things off against a team that's far enough behind that their respawn timers are still like nothing. The Radiance is now out for the Bloodseeker's actually gotten a Mithril Hammer from the proceeds from that fight. 3,000 gold changes hands almost entirely into Bloodseeker's pocket to walk away with over half of that. So that's good. I mean, he's still miserably far behind, and more importantly, the Razor, who is supposed to be a big factor in this game, is below the Warlock. So, the Warlock they are now gunning for. Kind of. Nobody is guessing correctly where people are going here. They're kind of looking at Roche. Ags is now out on the Earthshaker. I believe proceeds from that fight. So now he has both the Blink and the Ags. He's pretty mobile. What's chat thinking about this? You know, those guys in Twitch chat, they like say things.
Definitely LB2L.
Got him. Oh, we got Rupture out on the Dragon Knight, who's going to lose his entire HP bar instantly. Uh-oh. What happened? It's like they hit the lose button, right? Like we've somehow gone from fights where everybody dies on the Radiant and nobody accomplishes anything to fights where the only person who dies is this Razor, who's just kind of out of the affair by now. I guess they got the Willow too, but still. Okay, it turned bad at the end. They were able to ignore the... No, it's not really bad yet. Could be bad. Maybe. No, he's not going to go there. So yeah, you know, they turned that fight, which, I mean, would have hypothetically been a bad fight. And they got a lot of good things out of it. Another $1,882 passes into the hands of the Radiant. Tyre actually makes some money as well, but only Gundam walks away with a profit. They've kind of, yeah, they just completely annihilated the Earthshaker there, who buys back in record time. Really wanted to get an Echo Slam there, just couldn't get it. Still looking for it, still trolling for it, but he's just not going to find anything. Wants to 1v1 the Abaddon. Good luck. Going to have the Frost Armor on him at least. Glimmer Cape comes out, but not on him though. We've got the 9-second BKB out from Bloodseeker. He's just going to walk back to spawn, so... That actually turned into a really bad affair for the Cryptic team, who just dropped 2 buybacks and got literally nothing for it. No kills, no nothing. Fraser getting dangerously close to below the Zeus. I think, lots of people talking about Bloodseeker builds in chat. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is probably their one lifeline right now, because this Razor is just completely flopped and this Earthshaker doesn't mean anything, so... You know, Bloodseeker suddenly turning into the big giant factor on the map, still a pretty big deal. Even if Razor doesn't exist, as long as he can live long enough to at least siphon some damage off the DK, it should be Bloodseeker outscaling him reasonably. Nobody else on that team really does that. Like I was saying, even before the Universal Hero nerf, like Abaddon really wasn't the king of doing damage later on. I mean, more than he used to, make no mistake, but not as much damage as like a real P1, that's for sure.
So is there any realistic way they can come back from this?
Yeah, if Bloodseeker makes $1 million and like plays fights really well, then this team can still win. That's like it. And it's not as outlandish as it sounds. This is a very good hero for punishing mistakes, and it's a very good hero for getting a lot of money quickly, which so far Crim hasn't really done this game, but he's starting to turn it around now. He's actually getting pretty close to where the Dire is net worth-wise. If he passes them, this one's back in the menu. Dusty caught in, if he had actually just echoed there, I think he actually would have killed him through the ult. Speaking of killed him through the ult, ripped 2 Bloodseekers, so that's not good. Just got caught there by the Storm Spirit.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
It's not, you know, something I expected, I mean.
Radiant's bottom tower
I thought the Storm Spirit was gonna have like a pretty neutral game. I didn't think he's gonna do bad or baller, but he's just been annihilating everybody. No, don't ult the Abaddon! Don't ult the Abaddon, Crim! Don't do that! That's basic! Oh no, baby, they kill off the first life of the Storm Spirit, who got the Aegis off that very quick Roche. It wasn't very quick, just very uneventful, really. Razor dies again! 2-12 and 7. I thought Mappa was supposed to be so good, Gotham didn't even want to let him stand in, and apparently didn't bring that juice today. He's coming back now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh man, this Earthshaker. Conversely, as opposed to the Storm Spirit, who had a much better game than I expected him to have here. Space Cowboy calls it G's are going home. As opposed to the Storm Spirit, who I thought was going to have, like, who I didn't think was going to have a game as good as this, the Earthshaker kind of just swung out exactly like I thought it would. It just had zero impact. And that's the end of the game.
Well, I'm never rooting for the underdog again. I'm Team Dusty
True.
all the way now.
That's why you're going to lose next match. They're going to absolutely get stomped. Game client is out of date. Great.
Nice.
I don't think that'll stop me from looking at replays. At least I hope it won't. But yeah, I mean, this one is a pretty open and shut story. The Cirque du SoGay, the Cryptic lineup, they just kind of lost 3 lanes and just got completely smacked. In particular, Mappa really fell off the face of the earth there. I didn't think he was favored against the Storm Spirit in mid, but he just got completely stomped out. I don't know what that's about, really. But like the Bloodseeker did pretty bad in lane, worse than I would expect, I think, with that matchup. And which I think is just tantamount to, I don't think Krem really plays that much of this hero. Something I was kind of touching on is like, both these teams have super meta things. For one team, it's comfort. For one team, it's not. And unfortunately, in that situation, the team for which it's comfort is always going to win. I do think this was, I guess, one of those metas where meta beat comfort, right? Like, a really bad, like you saw it here, like this, like Luth doesn't really play DK. He did completely fine, right? He hasn't played this hero at all. He had a way better game, way better lane than Krim did, right? So in metas, in a meta like this, they were in the unfortunate situation where it's like the both teams were pretty equally meta. I would say the Radiant team probably, at least for this patch, hypothetically on paper better, but the Dusty the Clown show just more accustomed to these heroes than the Cirque du SoGay were. That's pretty much the long and short of it, except for the Earthshaker, which just it was never going to do anything and didn't. And Space Cowboy rebelling against this patch, I guess, with these super non-meta picks like this. I don't know, makes no sense. You know, what does it do? Maybe if you get like a million of little Warlock summons, then the Earthshaker makes sense here? I don't know. I think that was just a boneheaded pick. I think execution factor was not with the Cryptic team today. I don't know. Let's see what happens to these guys next time.